Well, hello again. It's Chubs Gone Wild, episode 484, recorded on March 6th, 2023, where it's currently 50 degrees and rainy outside the Chubs Gone Wild remote studios. It's only 14 days to Ostara, 34 until Easter, 300, messing it up already, 239 days until Halloween, and 294 till Christmas. It's finally under 300. I'm so happy. Little Christmas, little Christmas. Actually, I dreamed this morning when I woke up, I was dreaming that I was in a cross between a 7-Eleven and a CVS, and I found a Snoopy, a 5X the Halloween shirt. And I took my shirt off in the store and tried it on. And I was so happy to find a Halloween shirt. And then I was thinking, it's weird that it's only April and there's a Halloween shirt out already, but it makes me so happy. And it's not even April. But dreams. Eh. Anyway, happy bacon birthday month.
Do they have a lot of clothing at CVS?
Uh, they do have some, but it's very
Diapers?
minimal, and it's usually for soccer moms who are like, "Oh my God, I got my little shirt dirty. I need to go get. Oh, I'll just stop at CVS." What?
I don't even know what that was. Okay. Um, and you were asking about what
I
just
was saying happy birthday month for
oh
bacon.
yeah. Can we talk about, like the birthday of the birthday month? Or is it
Yes.
against the rules again?
No, no. We can talk all birthdays. She's happy to share. She had her cake day. That was
Oh my
well,
God, it
days
was like a
ago.
Twitter fest. It was crazy.
I know, it was wonderful.
I kept going, wait, oh no, it's just another Kathy Bacon, happy birthday wish. I thought maybe for me, but no, no. Everyone just
No,
loves her. She's,
no.
she's who she is. It's kind of like, am I waiting for, something from, Joe Biden? No, no, no. Joe Biden's
No.
busy. He's popular.
Yeah, he
Kathy
takes
is a
bacon birthday month.
celebrity, and we have to deal with that. So,
That is true. That is very, very true. And it is a wonderful thing. I was very disappointed because I sent her a little love, and then Amazon said, "Hey, guess what? You know that little love that you sent her? That ain't gonna be there till next week now." I don't know whether it's winter storms. I don't know whether it's just the post office is infecting Amazon or whatever, but it
or
ain't
that you
gonna
mailed
be
it
there
this
until
morning.
tomorrow. What?
What? Nothing.
So it's got to be a full month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good,
So I'm just
as it should
saying.
be.
She
I
was like,
still think
"No, we could just do 2 weeks." I said, "No, it's got to be a month."
I think the first quarter is still within, talking about, but we'll go with the full month. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a good idea. In the meantime, let's talk about Patreon, which offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and more. And we want to thank our current patrons, Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ Star Sage from the Universe, Eric, Sean, Charles, Brother Sinatus, Phoenix Day, Kingsley, and Moose P. Please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame. Find out how you can be a patron for as little as $1 a month. And we're back. So, my dear sweet friend and neighbor, Mr. Lurie Dean, has to go on a trip for a couple days. So we are
So what's
going.
the big bag? Is it a weed?
It's his dog food.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, so I had to
And
stop
now does Jack
recording.
sleep with you when he's staying over?
Sometimes, but he likes to be he I like to shut my door at night, of course, when I sleep, and he doesn't like to be in enclosed rooms. He likes to be where he has access to all the windows and doors and can see and hear everybody and everything. So usually, no. He'll stay in here until I shut my door. But anyway, point being, I had to get a goodbye hug. So,
Now,
well,
was this above the waist or below the
uh,
waist?
oh, that's weird. Moving on. Affirmations and holidays. On March 6th, 1981, CBS evening news anchor Walter Cronkite signed off for his with his trademark valediction, well, his phrase, and that's the way it is for the final time. Over the previous 19 years, Cronkite had established himself as not only the nation's leading newsman, but the most trusted in America.
Trusted man in America, not even anchor man. We're talking just, it's
Trust
like, what would Walter Cronkite say about that?
yeah. Yep, that is true. Set the bar very, very high.
Wait, did we ever find out any garbage on him? Was he like anti-Semitic? Did he hate
No,
gays? Did he
nothing
beat
that
his
I've
wife?
ever heard. Mm-mm.
Damn.
Yeah,
Keeping up that
yeah.
that perfect look of his.
Right. Well, and look what happened with poor Dan Rather. I mean, he was like the junior Walter Cronkite, and then he said something a while back, and everybody just went, I think he misreported something.
I don't know. Tom Brokaw was, like giving people dildos.
I don't have any problem with that. All right, today's affirmation. Take a moment, center yourself, deep breath in, and release. Here I am, world, open and receptive to all the wonderful things that life has to offer.
Just like a butthole.
Like a dildo. All right, well, that's today's affirmation. And let's find out if we actually celebrated any of these little holidays that pop up. Today is the Alamo Day. Did you celebrate with the Alamo?
Um, no.
Yeah. It is Ka- Kashmir Pulaski Day. Casimir Pulaski. I don't know. Fun facts about names. I'll tell you a fun fact about my name. My first and middle name put together translates to a gift from the favored hand of God.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway, it's also National Dentist Day.
you know what my last name means?
Uh, Big bird who mates
He
rarely.
he he who handles the swans.
Oh, see, that's actually nice. I like that.
Yeah, it was developed, it came from the swan keepers. They were the swanners.
Aw, I like that name actually. It's also National Dress Day. Did you
What,
dress?
dress?
Dress.
Oh, okay, I thought you said drag day, and I'm like, oh, not in this country.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Also, it's National Frozen Food Day. Not yet. Might have some later.
Well,
Uh,
and the thing is, frozen food when we were kids was okay, and nowadays it's spectacular. They say it's as good as fresh.
uh, okay.
It's because they take it right from fresh, they freeze it. It's not.
Gosh,
I mean,
gosh.
oh, this is canned goods, right?
Uh,
Yeah, canned's not so good. Okay, sorry.
mm-mm.
I was thinking fresh, frozen.
Okay. Also, it's National Oreo Cookie Day. No, thank you. And then White Chocolate Cheesecake Day. Oh my goodness, that sounds lovely. But nope.
How does it get its own day? That's what I don't understand. I mean, I
Why does it only have
understand.
one day?
Oh, okay. Better
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. Okay. And next up, we do have some birthdays that we want to wish happy birthday to everybody. Now that Ms. Bacon has allowed us to celebrate birthdays in her birthday month.
I don't think she ever stated
Oh
that.
no, no! It actually, you're right. It wasn't her. It was you. You were the one that declared no other birthdays.
Well, as it should be. Okay, go ahead. Move on.
Okay. Happy birthday to Tyler and oh, that Mark, formerly
Uh,
yeah,
yes, yeah, what do you call that?
the ex-husband.
Yeah, but I was what's your website called on Twitter? It's the Daddy Podcast.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
Ex Daddy Podcast.
The daddy
Close.
years. He is definitely in his daddy years.
I
Um,
know, I was really surprised how old he was.
oh my stars. That's not old. That's just well aged. Like a
Oh,
fine, like a fine, I would say a fine wine, but I don't really like wine, so like a fine cheddar, like a good
ew.
cheesecake. I don't know.
A
Moving on.
55-year-old cheesecake? Yikes.
Let's see. We also got Matt, Michael, Jimmy, Rob. Oh, no, that one was recent. We already did those. We got John and Joe, Mike, Curtis. Actually, Curtis. He was he did some photos of you back in the old days of your first play, your very first play opening lines. So we've got Christopher, Michael, Lenore, Greg. Oh, Greg. Now, Greg, he was a host on your Being Gay Today show that you used to do.
Yes.
Yeah. Hmm.
Have you seen his family pictures? I
Oh my
swear to
God,
God,
they all look so much alike,
it's
right?
scary. It's scary how much that it's weird. I'm like
Uh,
going, oh look, he's put on oh, that's not him. Okay, all right.
yeah. We also have Troy and Sin from the old Freak Network. She was one of our favorites. And we also have David and Barry. Happy birthday, everybody.
Barry's birthday isn't until June 17th.
Well, this Barry is March 12th.
Oh, it's different Barry. Okay.
Yeah, this Barry is from our WoW days, not a national singing day. So let's see. Hey, you know what? On Facebook, they have those things that, oh my stars and garters. Okay, so you know they have those OMG game things on Facebook where where it looks at your profile picture and it tells you like who your celebrity lookalikes are, right?
Oh, you mean the way they get all your information and data?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, yeah, yeah, I know what you're
So
talking
yeah. So Nessa, our dear sweet Nessa,
about. Oh,
she
yeah,
got
went out well.
I know she got like all these like pretty like young actresses and stuff. So I did mine and I got Barney and Shrek and Big Bird.
And when you say Barney, you're referring to Barney the
I
dinosaur,
love
not
you.
Barney the
I love you.
neighbor of Fred Flintstone.
No, but he would have worked more
Would have worked
closely,
better than
probably.
Barney. Although, Barney kind of works for you if you think about it.
That's why I said that Barney would have made more sense
No, no, the Barney the dinosaur.
because I'm so loving and
It loving, kind,
yeah.
it's you like to sing, you like to make people happy.
Right.
And because I remember when, I met Barney at one of those big video things in Vegas years ago.
Oh,
And just the nicest guy, very considerate.
it's
Yeah.
me. Yeah. Well, hey, guess what our patron Clint his lookalikes were?
Chris Pine.
Yeah.
Was that one?
No, but
Okay.
I would have said that, or maybe
Uh,
actually the one I would have gone with was Chris Pratt because they've
uh,
got the same like kind of cheekbones and little
and
scruffy. Yeah.
yeah, and if you ask certain ex-husbands, they might have the same stories that little Anna Faris has. But okay, go ahead.
Uh, uh,
I would say then. Okay. I'm picturing. Now you were Shrek, so he would probably be. Uh, oh God, I'm trying to think of super, handsome people, but trying to
Thank you
think of
for
people
that.
more handsome than Clint. So
Mm.
that's
Well, let me put you out of your misery.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
His were E.T., Dobby, and Gollum.
What's wrong with this?
I know. I saw that. That was that. Oh, that is horrible, horrible, horrible. But it makes me giggle. It made me giggle very, very muchly. So yeah. But those things are awful, and most of the time they're just crap. You probably don't want to play them.
Yeah, because they take your data.
Yeah, there's that too, because
It's funny
nobody
because
else can get my data from anywhere, right?
it's funny when I'm watching Facebook and my mother-in-law is like going, "Oh my God, look, I would be, Jasmine if I were a Disney princess." And then two
Uh,
days later she's hacked. And I'm like, stop trying to find out which Disney princess you are. They're hacking you that way.
okay,
Stop it.
so which Disney princess were you?
I never did it because I don't want to get hacked.
Oh,
But I'm pretty
okay.
sure I'd be Belle.
Yeah. Do you yell at kids to get off your lawn? Hey, let's see. We got
I
nothing
don't
in our
have a lawn. What do
feedback.
you mean?
We got nothing in our feedback this time. And let's see. It's time for Chub hugs. Now, I do have a big Chub hug that I would like to send out. Actually, I think it's from both of us. You and I talked about this last week. So, Chub hugs and love out to the boys at Fat Marker Clothing. Julian reached out to us to let us know that they are closing shop as of I think next month, the end of next month. Fat Marker made a mark in the effort to promote body positivity and fun queer positive clothing. And they will definitely be missed, and we are proud to have been part of their legacy. So
It's very sad.
it
Um,
is.
and I never got my thirsty fan.
No, that's true. That was a
I'm gonna
beautiful
I'm
one.
I'm gonna start looking at the the places like thrift stores and see if they have it.
Well, you should check the site because they're probably going to
I
have.
already looked, they didn't have
Oh,
any.
they didn't have them. Oh, that's too
No,
bad.
but believe me, this is the time, you have until I think the end of April.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah, they're
So,
closing at the end of April.
so
But
definitely um get your if you've got your summer body ready, which
uh, I got
it's already ready. What do you mean?
my
Yeah,
yearly body's ready. Yeah,
yeah. So it's time to get your summer exciting clothes for the
right. And also, I want to send a huge chub hug out to Julian, who was taking some interest in making himself stronger, and he's doing a lot of walking and taking care of himself. So just love and continued hugs out to him for that. How about you? You got any? I know.
um
Yeah.
well, yeah, mine goes out to our good friend Steve, who lost his husband this
Oh,
last
yes.
week. Um and I'm not sure what happened, but that doesn't matter. What matters
Well,
is,
the only thing I've seen now is that it was very sudden,
well,
and
it was sudden, but he was in the hospital a couple weeks ago.
yeah, but apparently, anyway, I
Yeah,
don't,
I don't
I
want
don't
to say
know, so I don't want to
things.
speculate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, the problem here is that our dear friend Steve is without his husband today. So,
Yes. Who was a very good guy.
oh, what a nice guy.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember him from the theater. He was just a doll.
always wanted to help. Yeah.
So, okay. And of course, your usual chub hugs
Oh,
out to,
oh yeah, to our regular people, and we can go ahead and add Ohio because it seems like they had another train cat crash this week.
another. Oh,
Another one, yeah. But
shit, I didn't
oh,
hear.
supposedly there's nothing toxic on this one.
Uh,
Yay!
that,
So
ugh, that's awful.
yeah, whatever.
And also chub hugs out to our friends up in the a little bit more north of where we are, who are getting 7, 8, 9 feet of snow.
Oh well, yeah, it's crazy. Tahoe, they've got pictures where the bank of well, there's this one really funny picture where it's the woman goes, "Yeah, I sent my son up to get the snow off the roof." Now the snow piling on the roof is only like 3 or 4 feet, but I mean that's a lot of weight to put on a roof.
Yes.
So But when he's up there clearing the snow off the roof, but the snow next to the house is as tall as the roof.
Hmm.
So it's a bizarre kind of picture, and but it's I remember that very well when I lived in Tahoe, was that when it does snow, it snows like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we do have a couple. Oh, and of course, our friends in Ukraine.
Well, always Ukraine, always the people in Turkey and that are all these people that are having bad times right now.
Yeah.
Wish them best.
But we did have a couple celebrity deaths, including Tom Sizemore, from who was a star of Saving Private Ryan, and he passed at 61 after a sudden brain aneurysm that was, I believe, caused by a stroke or as a result of a stroke. Also, Ed Fury, you may not really know his name, but he was one of the male physique models, along with anyway, he was a bodybuilder. So the old magazines where they'd show the guys posing in their little undies and stuff, he was one of those models and very famous one. And he uh, died. He was 94. Steve Reeves, that's who I was trying to hit. One of his counterparts was Steve Reeves. So
Maybe we should take in an old Steve Reeves
movie,
movie.
that's how I was remembering. I'm like, I know his name. I know his name. It was Rocky. Rocky said it. That's how I remembered it. Anyway, with that, Tom now wants to talk
Actually,
to you.
Frankenfurter said it.
Frankenfurter. Oh, yes. Sorry. Brain part. Uh, Tom wants to talk to you about.
Well, first of all, I was watching, I think it was John Oliver this week.
Was he talking about AI or is it the?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was talking about how a group of people over at Twitter developed a persona, as it would be, that would it was an account on Twitter, and what it would do is it would read all of the information that was coming across Twitter and let the personality build on what it's reading off of Twitter. And they said that within like 24 hours they had to shut it down because it went from "Hi, I love you, let's be friends" to "I hate Jews, Hitler was right."
Oh my
And they're like,
gosh.
pull the plug. Oh my God, what's going on with? But there was so much hatred online
Uh-huh.
that's what it learned. It didn't learn, peace, love, and togetherness. It
Mary
learned
Grace.
horrible, horrible things. I just thought that was, I mean, it was funny in kind of an ironic way, but tragic at the same time. Just
Yeah.
awful.
It's
But,
one of the reasons I have to limit myself
well,
on
and
Twitter.
it just shows you why, little kids get influenced by what they're reading online,
Right.
whether it's Twitter or, Instagram or
Any of
Facebook.
them. In
Yeah.
fact, I was just talking about on I was just talking about on My Life in Fragments, which is one of the ones that I put out on our Patreon, um, about how Twitter is now wanting you to monetize your feed so that people that really like what you have to say on Twitter will subscribe to you for $4.99 a month. Of course, they get their cut. And I was like, that's a really interesting thing and another way to get some funding and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't know that I can put out enough interesting, unique content that I can take on one more thing. And I've got Facebook. I manage 5 different Twitters, uh, three Mastodon, three Mastodons, uh, five Instagram accounts, a TikTok account, a Reddit account. I'm like, there's so much social media and so much juggling that it's overwhelming. And on almost all the platforms, you get a few tweets from great people that you love, like Kathy Bacon's birthday and her cake corners, and then you get a ton of shit that is just negative bombardment on all of it. So it just gets
Well,
overwhelming after a
and
while.
by the way, there's only 4 slices of a cake anyway, and everyone gets a corner. I don't understand what she was asking.
I'm sorry, it's a birthday cake. It's all mine. It's
Well, I
this
mean,
corner
either,
to
no, I
me,
mean,
huh?
if you're sharing it though, there's only 4 corners that you can share, which means there's only 4 pieces of cake. I don't, yeah, end of story. Unless you get one of those
Share?
round
I
ones, and then
wouldn't.
it's all a nightmare. So,
Favorite
okay,
kind of frosting?
what?
What's your favorite kind of frosting?
It depends on the cake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love homemade buttercream, but I also love was it sour
cream cheese.
cream cheese? Oh my God, a good cream cheese on a carrot cake.
Well, don't forget, you also put cream cheese frosting on. Oh,
Red
um,
velvet.
well, I was thinking more like cinnamon rolls.
I haven't had a really good, well, I haven't had any cinnamon rolls in
Yeah,
years.
yeah, I don't. I the you once you've gone to
The
what
dark
is it?
side.
Cinnabagel? I know
Oh,
Cinnabon.
Cinnabon.
Cinnabon. Oh my God. And it's first of all, you walk past like down at the Ard Mall, it's up at the top of the escalator.
Uh,
Now, I've fallen off of the escalator because the smell hits you before you get to the end of the and so it comes and just stops and I flopped forward because I was under
yeah,
the
heavenly scent. Yeah.
let's just say the glaze coming
Yeah.
from
I
the
think the first time I had Cinnabon was when we did Vegas Live, and one of our listeners brought us, well, they were bringing us chicken strips, and one brought us Cinnabon. I had never had one until then.
oh my. Oh my.
So good.
Yeah, it's really great because there's a 6 pack you can get.
Yeah, well, not if you're eating them. Eat them 6 packs, you ain't gonna get no 6 packs, let me tell you right there.
Well, yeah, yeah, that happens. Okay, the rest of me is let's see on Connor's Harris was pregnant last week and then she lost a baby this week. So
Well,
uh,
well,
that's good because they don't need to start jumping the shark. They
right.
I mean, which is what they're doing a lot on the show. So the fewer sharks they jump, the better.
Yeah, and I mean, not that to belittle, that happening, but in the storyline for that show, you just do not need that.
You don't need another one, definitely. I mean, because that seems to always be their answer. Let's have a baby.
Uh-huh.
Let's write a baby in. No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Let's see. South Park had a Japanese toilet on there that's just hilarious. Um, and let's see. Interestingly enough, on MILF Manor, I don't think anyone's had sex yet. Yeah, I know it's a dating show and I don't think anybody's done it. I think
Nice.
somebody was like kissing, but it wasn't. It was more like old ladies kissing young men, which is not as much tongue and where it seemed like kissing grandma. So
Yeah, they've got those videos on certain sites.
right. I'll tell you, American Auto had a brilliant episode this week on where they were confronted with what the company's issue is on the abortion issue.
Huh.
Um, on like because they're in a state where you can't have an abortion. So, are we going to support our employees if somebody needs an abortion? We'll send them to another state. Will we pay for that? Is the company going to be is this, what how are we going to all do that?
It's kind
And
of a heavy topic for that show.
right, and well, and at the same time, what happens is they set up 4 guys set themselves up as the ones that are going to handle this instead of having a woman on the
Of
thing.
course. Yeah.
So it was very amusing, and they were fully aware that they should not be doing this. And then the two major women on the show were dealing with um, the wokeness of the staff and how It's like it was really one of those things where you go, well, we are a big supporter of animals getting protection. Oh, well, so humans just aren't as good as animals. It was a lot of where whatever they said, somebody in the crowd had an argument with it, and it was the whole show was handled. It was really well written, very well handled.
Good.
Really good show, really good episode, and they're just getting better. This week on RuPaul, they had it was where they were interviewing famous people. Each of the contestants was interviewing famous people in kind of like a BuzzFeed type thing, where not BuzzFeed, more like Extra, where, oh, look, we're one was going, oh, look, we're gonna frost cupcakes, and the other was, we're riding around in a golf cart, and one's, I mean, they were all situational interviews with famous people and how each of the queens handled those particular interviews.
Okay.
So it was good. The two that ended up in the bottom were the two big girls. They just had a no, actually, it ended up being because there's another kind of big girl. It's titties. She's
Oh
kind of,
yes.
and what they did was they didn't throw
Nasty.
the one big girl into the bottom. They threw Celia as titties in there. She ended up winning, and the one of the big girls actually went home. So
Well,
um
I'm always sad about that, but
yeah, it was they both had a really bad week, and this is
yeah.
what happens on these kind of shows. You can be the strongest person, and then the one week that
Hmm.
you are not maybe the best seamstress, or you're not the best hostess, or you're not as witty as some of the other girls, it could be your demise. So
Yeah.
let's see. Uh are you watching The Last of Us? No, you're not yet, are you?
Fuck no.
Okay. So The Last of Us this week, uh, they had a flashback, and they
Mm.
went to the mall. It's all closed up, so they went to the mall, and so it's a flashback of how the girl got infected to begin with. So
Uh,
they're at the mall and they're having fun, and it's a whole fucking episode. It's like watching John Hughes.
uh,
No advancement of storyline. We just have
no.
another useless fucking episode that could have been a 2-second
Flashback. Yeah.
flashback, and we could have moved on with it. I hate this show. I hate this
Uh-huh.
show. I hate this show. It's just,
Wow.
it's like, what? Where's the story? I'm forgetting what the story is because I'm too busy watching these aimless, useless sideline moments that don't mean anything towards the general arc of the show. We're not moving forward at all. It's
Mm.
so um and you can send all your cards and letters arguing this point to Matt. Let's see, on cold check this week, we had a succubus. Was one of the monster, one of the monster of the week. But they also had Keenan Wynn, Carolyn Jones, and Jackie Vernon on the episode. Now, Carolyn Jones was Lily Munster.
Right.
Um, Keenan Wynn, he was the one that was the wizard on Santa Claus Come to Town. Remember,
Hmm.
he's the one, oh, I just don't have any magic anymore. That's him. And he's saying great gifts of love. So anyway, it doesn't matter. Both of them were big celebrities at that time period, and here they're doing guest shots on Night Stalker. It was just kind of funny. And then the second one I saw, it was a Mayan god that was trying to be revived, and he needed it was I need the heart of four athletes, the five strongest warriors of your, because at that point the Mayans would go with the strongest and take their hearts, and then the fifth heart would have to come from somebody that voluntarily gives it, who was the um perfect specimen, and the perfect specimen ended up being Eric Estrada. So
Oh,
cop,
okay.
before cop days, or no, chops, what was
Chips.
it? Chips Day. Here he was the sacrifice for the Lions. So I thought that was pretty fun.
Hey, he was pretty hot back then. He
Yeah.
and I was always more into the other guy though, but
Let's see. And don't forget the captain at their captain in the show was Chris Pine's father.
yes, and I always thought he was really attractive too.
So let's see on the consultant, which is on Prime,
Hmm.
and so the consultant guy comes in to interview with the this is basically what's happened is it's a gaming company. The CEO is murdered. This consultant comes in to take over in between what's going on with the business, and the people who are working under them now that worked with that had originally been there start doing investigating. They can't figure out who this guy is. It's the consultant and where he's coming from, and they found an old video of him meeting with the CEO. And after he signed the paperwork for the CEO went down on him, Christoph Waltz. And so Christoph Waltz is face fucking him, staring at the
Oh,
camera.
wait, what show is this?
This is the consultant. I was shocked,
Wow. Okay.
shocked. So it's only 30 minutes, but it's just bizarre. It's so weird that I've gotten over trying to figure out what's going on. Maybe he's like the devil or something. But he yeah, I've given up on trying. It's so weird. Let's see, on Ghost Adventures. I usually don't talk about specifics, but on Ghost Adventures, Zach Bagans, who's the host, he's talking. He always does the pre-interviews with all the people that they're going to be doing,
Hmm.
and so he's talking to this one guy, and he's going, "So how are you feeling when you're in the house?" I mean, some of the other people have said that they've had thoughts of violence and that they felt uncomfortable and scared. How do you feel? He goes, "Well, I have thought about murdering everybody in the house." And then Zach, there's like this pause, and Zach goes, "Well, that's not good." I thought hilarious. I mean, it's because normally the people go, "I'm just so scared." They don't go, "Yeah, I want to kill everybody." Um,
Yeah.
it was funny the way it happened. On Paramount Plus, now that it's run on CBS is over, is Lingo, and that's RuPaul's new game show. It's a lot like Wordle, but it's called Lingo.
Okay.
I mean, it was fun. I don't play Wordle, so I really, yeah, who
Yeah.
cares? Grand Crew is back on Friday nights on NBC, which shows you how much they love Grand Crew because nothing goes on Friday nights. What the fuck are they thinking?
Yeah.
Okay. I just that's all. And you heard about Dilbert, right?
Yeah.
Now, have you actually seen the videos that he made?
No.
Okay, I'll just warn you, the videos are far more awful than what they're writing about. It was like you're just sitting there with your mouth open. It would be like Charles Schultz or Dr. Seuss just blatting out this awfulness. And so yeah, I was pretty shocked.
Oh.
Um let's see. I told you about that. What am I and then just stuff that we shared.
Hmm.
So oh, and I do want to mention on Fox or on Hulu, there's a new show with Joel McHale called Animal Control,
Yes.
and it's he is one of a few workers that works animal control for the city, and so every week we have them talking about their own lives while they're out, collecting um, like ostriches or escaped bears from the zoo and stuff like it's pretty darn funny. It's actually I'm looking forward to it now. And also Alaska Daily with I've forgotten her name. Alaska
Sarah
Daily.
Palin.
What?
Sarah
Hillary?
Palin.
Hilary Swank,
Oh, right. Okay, I remember that show now.
uh, is uh, is back with the rest of the season. So I'm hoping for a few more episodes before they yank them out from underneath me. And of
Uh,
course, yeah, the Sarah Michelle Gellar Wolf Pack, where we just found out this week that she knows more about the werewolf than she's letting on. But we don't know if she's pro werewolf or she's con werewolf. We don't know that yet. We'll find that in the next episode. So
hmm.
yeah, and you let's see, what do we have that we share? We
I
share
have not watched Night Court yet.
oh there we go. Okay. It was good. Let's see, Bachelor. They're in Estonia.
Yes, they're in Estonia, and they. I don't even honestly. I don't remember half of what happened, but my notes are that Ariel it was cool, so I liked her as surprisingly, and I really liked Charity. And as I said before, I still think that Charity is way too advanced for him. I think she's really cool. And then the whole Brooklyn freaking out over Kat's talk with Zach before the one-on-one date. And then like she goes from so you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. So for anyone that's following but not watching, so basically Zach's going on a one-on-one with I don't know, Ariel or whoever the hell it was, who cares? But so Kat, who has been the one who's been like going to his door when he has COVID, and she's a nurse, and she's been like, all Zachy, steals him right before the date and says hello, and then they kiss, and then on Brooklyn just freaks the fuck out and starts confronting her and following her around and starts turning into a huge potty mouth, like saying like really horrendous shit on. And I was like, Brooklyn, who the fuck would want to date you when you're doing this shit? Okay, you're pissed about whatever, but come on, stop being wacko weirdo girl. It wasn't even your one on one. Anyway, and then Jess, so then Jess goes home after the one on
Well,
over
no,
the
no. Jess, remember Jess is this was the thing. She goes, well, I just don't feel right. I mean, I've never been on a one-on-one with you because she's the one that's never was on a one-on-one.
uh-huh.
I've never been on a one-on-one, and I just don't know where we stand. And Zach's like, I thought we were doing really well. What are you talking about? I thought
Right.
everything was fine with us. No, it's not. Well, and then he basically goes, well, then I'm taking you to the car because I don't need this kind of bullshit.
Right. And but I mean he's like, I don't understand why you're freaking out about a one-on-one. And she says, I need validation. And then he's like, well, you're not getting it. Okay, bye-bye. So she goes home. And it was weird because at first I was like, oh man, she is crazy. She needs to go. Um, and then she was like, and she's in the car. She pulled herself together from sobbing for 1 minute, and she says, "This is potentially my husband, and I'm being shamed for wanting to go on a date and get to know him." And I was like, oddly, she has a point, but that's not how the show works. But she does have a point. Anyway, I don't care. Get down to the final five or whatever. And apparently, this week there's gonna be some snooky going on. See, that's the thing that gets me is I'm watching this show and I'm like, okay, it's one guy, 30 women, and they're all like ready to just throw down. They're all kissing him. They're all ready to spend the night with him. And then at the end of it, they're like, and he's mine. And I'm like, yep, and he slept with half the cast. So I don't know. I'm not shaming, but it's just weird and it's on television.
Well,
Odd.
the thing that I remember back a few years ago,
When you were calling them all whores.
I only called one person a whore
Oh, okay.
because it was the woman who was the bachelorette. And the thing is, before that, the Bachelorette had always felt like, it was Cinderella at the ball,
Uh-huh.
and then this woman came in, and it was everyone's bawling at Cinderella's place. She was
Mhm.
fucking everybody, and I was like, oh God, is this what we need? A whore in the bachelorette house? No. So
Hey,
that was me.
what's good for the gander is good for the
Well, it's
mama.
different goose, different gander. It's the show was based on something else. They turned it into, let's be whores.
Okay. Remember, horse get paid. And then I watched. Did you watch
No,
How I Met Your Father?
no, I'm gonna wait and watch them all at one time. I think, yeah.
Okay. Well, on this one, I'm not really giving anything away, but it was called Uninsured Friends Therapy, and this is where basically they were all getting the sister, the lesbian sister, to ask her therapist things for them. So, and then the therapist realized what was going on and stopped seeing her because of that. And then anyway, I won't give the outcome of that. And then also the British guy was manning the bar for a couple weeks and ended up getting mint rosé wine, which just sounds ghastly. And they couldn't get rid of it. And then so they invented this thing where basically they said that it was Judge Judy's wine. So everybody started coming in and drinking it, and they were making all sorts of money off it. And then, of course, at the end of it, Judge Judy comes in and is like, "What the fuck are you doing?" So, and I won't give away the ending to that either because there's a twist to that that was actually kind of fun. But I just get so frustrated with the show because, except for Hilary Duff, everybody is really great in it. You've got a fabulous cast and bottom of the barrel comedy, and then Hilary Duff in the middle of it, just mucking it all up. And I will blame I and while I will call her out on it because of her acting, there's a director that is in charge of the show who's all like, "You're good, girl," and it's not. It's not funny. But I really could see this show getting canceled after this season. And on top of it, the sets are very claustrophobic and very generic. I mean, just going into the one guy's bar, I just feel like I want to go outside because it's too many people and too close to space. Anyway, um, so that there's that. Yep. Oh, okay. I see what you did. You threw me off for a second.
I know
Uh,
what you're talking
what?
about. Yeah, man.
Uh, let's see.
Amazing Race.
Amazing Race season 32. It's the one where the two gay guys win
What
all
does it say? The gay guys won.
because they won.
Won.
Yeah, I was
They
really
were in
tired when
first
I put this
place.
together. You're lucky I made any sense. Uh,
Okay. Oh,
but
I love
yeah,
you.
so they won the one. It was actually a good race, but I it was one of those things where I barely remembered anyone in it. But I was glad that they won. I think that they did well. They were super fans. Well, anyway, as soon as I finished watching that, it turned out that all the other seasons after that got like taken off of Hulu. So they're like, "Hey, you should watch Survivor." I'm like, "No, I don't want to watch Survivor." But then I ended up watching Survivor. So I watched season 41. Now you're caught up on all the survivors and stuff, right?
There's one.
Okay. So so Survivor 41 is the one where they had, and I think I remember you kind of talking about it. They had like the most diverse cast. It was like right after COVID. It well, not after COVID, but like it was actually kind of during it, like 2021. Um, and they had so many queer cast members. They had so many like just a really good everybody, everything, bring everybody, very mixed race, ethnic, Christian, just like everybody was there and represented. and it was really good. It was a really good, solid. Not only that, but they were all fans, although I was a little put off when one of them's all like, "Oh yeah, Survivor came out before I was born." It's like, fuck you. Um, but they were all super fans and they all did a really good job. They all had major gameplay. I was really kind of bummed when the Evie, who was the lesbian on there, she was my pick. She was my favorite, but she was on the jury, but she didn't make it all the way. I loved the way that even when somebody got fucked over or back or what do you call it, blindsided, they loved that they were blindsided because they just loved the game so much, and there wasn't like a whole bunch of bitterness or weirdness. um and but when they had Jeff came in and said, so we want to keep up with the times, so what do you guys think, what do you all think about using the term, when I use the term, come on in guys, should I be using the term guys anymore? And of course, it took another episode before one of them was all like, yeah, I don't think we should be using that anymore. And I could just imagine all the like the conservative redneck Survivor watchers all of a sudden just having a collective like shit in their pants. Like, yeah, the woke people are in our Survivor. Oh. Anyway, but I'd love to see more like that. So hopefully the next three are like that. Although I'm told
Well,
that
when you said you
yeah,
were
yeah.
watching Survivor most diverse cast, I thought you meant the one that just started.
No, I am about to. I'm gonna watch that, but you know me and binging. I kind of want to wait till it's.
Well, because it started that's what just started this week. So one episode in, and we already have a ton of gay men. I don't know how, unless I hear, oh yeah, me and my wife, I'm
Uh,
assuming all the guys are gay.
yeah, I'm totally cool with that. But that's the thing is that for people to go, well, survivors, they put a bunch of queers on there, and I just hate it. It has been gay from day one. A big naked bear gay man won the first season. It has always been gay friendly. Whatever. Wasn't there a trans character or player?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just anyway, it's fun. I'm loving it. I'm really glad with this one. Okay, I watched the movie Dunkirk. Um, really, really super well done, visually amazing. Uh, just kind of depressing as all fuck, but I mean that's what Dunkirk was. I knew what it was gonna have going into it.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
and really well done. I thought Harry Styles did a great job too. All good. So, but if you're gonna watch it and you haven't watched it, know what you're getting into because it's rough. You're
Take
in for
some
a rough ride.
coffee.
Right.
It's boring more than anything.
Well, and I can understand people that people saying that. I mean, it did have some slower pacing, and it just feels like, and it, but it really set the tone of what was going on because it was just constant dragged out, standing around waiting to try to go home while just being strafed and picked off by airplanes, and that every time you think that you're finally safe and heading home, something happens and you're right back on the fucking beach again.
Yeah,
So
but,
it made its point of what it was.
it happened before I was born, so
Well, not much has, but yeah. Anyway, then I watched a movie on Hulu called The Centurion. I think it's like 2011 or something like that. And I'm watching it and I'm thinking, God, this is so familiar. All these fucking Centurion, like, oh, we're in the Roman army and we're going to Britain to be, and I'm like, they're all the same. And I realized actually that I'd seen it before, but it's schlocky. It just it's just bloody to be bloody, and it's not even well done bloody. Just blah. But the actors are hot, and there's some good action. So if you're bored, watch it. If not, just go back and rewatch. What was I'm Spartacus. Um, that was a good. show.
Spartacus. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good show. But let's see. And then that's actually it for me. That I didn't really watch much except Survivor and The Amazing Race this week. So, all right. Here's some advice from Dear Prudie. Go check them out. My husband, a very kind, supportive, and sweet man, is very accomplished and hardworking, is very smelly. I mean bad body odor, but also doesn't shampoo his hair much, and which exacerbates his scalp condition. And I really hate saying this, but he smells after he uses the bathroom. He once got feedback about it at work and cleaned up for a little while, but then stopped again. I've tried to intervene kindly, gently let him know that there was a problem a few years ago and tried to help him with it when I saw that he was receptive. I got him wipes for the bathroom. I let him know when things need to be tossed in the laundry, got him special shampoo, and he does all this for a while with good results, but then forgets again. So I don't want to make him feel bad, but I also don't want him to smell for his sake and mine. Do I just keep supporting him and following up, reminding him, or do we need to try something else?
Well, if you want to keep reminding him to shower.
Hmm.
Uh,
That is
And,
very important.
and if you have to, spill icky things on him that makes him want to,
Right. Okay.
Well, I mean,
No, but
this could be his job. It's not just at home and her not liking the way he smells. He's been talked to at work before about this too.
right. Well, the thing is, and I did actually when I was pulling this one, I did actually notice something of her answer, which is very true. Um, a lot of times when stuff like that happens, it can be psychological. It can be signs of depression or something else going on. Um, people that get really depressed and stuff tend to not care about themselves so much or have, not put any effort into it. I remember when my grandmother basically got to a point where she just gave up on life and herself, and she just stopped showering for weeks at a time, and she didn't take that great care of herself, and she went from being, herself with always, being as perfect as she could make herself into just you didn't want to be around her because she was so stinky and slobby and dirty and so it can be signs of other stuff going on. But yeah, I don't know if I could be in a full-time intimate relationship with somebody that didn't, really take care of themselves that way. It's yeah, I don't know. So was that
Well,
your what do you
I mean, my point is that if you want to continue the relationship,
Mhm.
then yes, you need to remind him. I mean, some people just don't think about that kind of stuff. They don't think about hygiene until they notice it. And what I've known people so stinky, and
Mhm.
they don't smell it at all.
I
It's
just
kind of
don't get
it's
it.
kind of like pea and asparagus.
Uh-huh.
They don't have the scent to smell their own BO.
Huh.
And what happens is that these people work finds a way of losing their job.
Yeah.
It's when you got everyone on staff like going, oh no, there's no way I'm working with them. I can't sit next to them. They smell so bad.
Hmm.
I don't know if this is that bad, but he has been talked to before.
Well,
And
right.
if she wants to continue it, maybe she just needs to be the
Be a
mom
mother.
here
I
and
was just gonna, yeah, the mother figure.
and do it. And if he says, I don't want to be, like mothered by you, then you better get in there and shower, fucker.
Yeah. Well, because I remember when I twice I was in school and I was taken aside, once by a teacher and once by a counselor, and told that I stink and that I need to, and like Now, do you know how to shower properly? And do you need how to do that and this and everything? And it was embarrassing as fuck, and I cried, and I was just like, ah. But in retrospect, yeah, I was a teenage boy, and we,
Yeah,
we didn't have
honestly,
a good shower where I was, and yeah, I probably did stink, and I couldn't wash my clothes that often, and so
and there's a lot to be said about children who
stinky.
are well stinky at that because it's that like 11 to 14 range
Yeah, and that's exactly
where
what it was.
kids aren't using deodorant
Mhm.
until they get to this time period, and then they do. And oddly enough, I remember the lady next door. um I was friends with her son, and we were um trying to sneak out with the with her because she was going to go to the mall, and she didn't want to take us to the mall, so we were going to hide in the back of the car.
Uh-huh.
And she knew we were there, and she goes, "Oh, now the whole place smells like you too. Get out of the car." And
Oh.
I immediately went home and showered.
Uh, and
Like,
see, that's the thing, though. That's the point, is that, when we're that age and something like that's going on, it is for whatever factor. But this is a grown man,
right.
and so there's got to be more going on than just whatever. Anyway,
It could not. I mean, I've known plenty of people who just don't think about hygiene because they don't smell it. And it's not depression, it's just called sheer laziness.
well, because I could fucking smell myself, I mean, I'm doing the dishes or something, and all of a sudden I'm like, what is that? Oh my God, I need to go take a shower. My pits stink. Like, I
Yeah,
just,
but that's because you shower all the time.
yeah,
If you
true.
get used to, I mean, think about it. We know a certain teacher who didn't even notice his own,
Oh, yeah. And his
and
husband loved it. Ugh.
yeah, I mean, it was, but that's what, I mean, it's just, it's up to her at this point. If it means, if it's bothering her this much, she either keeps up with it or she gets rid of him. Divorce
Right.
is a fucker.
Yeah. All right. Well, here's what Dear Prudie had to say. And like I said, I did see a little bit of it. Okay. She says, oh boy, this is a problem. But you know that you wrote the advice column about it. What I mean is, there's a problem beyond how he smells to you, which sounds simply unpleasant. Behind the odor is his inability to either care about or remember to physically execute the basic everyday life functions that keep a body from stinking. That's a mental issue, not a physical one. Basically, not being like handicapped or whatever. Um, you say he's accomplished and hardworking, so it doesn't sound like he's so depressed that he's too exhausted to wash his hair or wipe properly, but maybe he's just functioning better in some areas than
Is
others.
that what she was meaning by the bathroom thing? That he didn't even wipe?
Well, that's what Dear Prudie is assuming that he's saying, but
Oh,
I think so. Didn't clean himself well enough.
well, I mean, that's kind of a man thing anyway, but um
Still, ugh,
yeah, that's
yeah.
odd.
But maybe he's just functioning better in some areas than others, or maybe he's using absolutely all the energy he can muster to do his job and doesn't have any left to keep himself clean. That sounds odd to me.
I bet you he grew up in a household that it wasn't a big thing.
Now that I could see too. Okay. I don't think you're going to solve this by friendly reminders or offering wipes. And then she cites an article that backs up what she's saying about a therapist would be the best bet in this because there's probably something else going on. And then said, no matter which self-care tools help you, it's important to remind yourself that moralizing hygiene helps nobody. Um, and blah 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 blah, and then gets down to, it sounds like you're being extremely kind and gentle and nowhere near moralizing, but I also suggest that you make sure that you aren't treating this issue as so shameful that you don't nudge him to get appropriate help, just as you would for any other possible medical condition. Because I mean, especially if you're not cleanliness from using the restroom and stuff like that. I mean, you're sharing the same bed.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
just, I would have a massive issue with that. And I know that may be me with my OCD and everything, but I just don't think I could deal with that.
yeah, I don't like the no wiping thing. That's
Well, I don't
disturbing.
think it's no wiping, but probably not cleaning themselves well enough. But anyway, I don't know. Thank you, dear Prudy, for that. Slate.com. Go check them out. Support them. Get a subscription. All right. Hey, Chubs, if you had a time machine, would you go back in time or visit the future?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that.
Yeah, that was kind of a ponderance for me too, but I think I would go to the future.
Yeah, the past kind of bores me. I mean, it's interesting, but it's already
Yeah,
done.
and they don't have good bathroom. Uh,
Or showers
yeah,
or
I
toilets
mean,
or
not that we're staying there, we're just visiting, but still. And then, you step on one fucking cockroach, and the next thing you know, you fucked up the future.
or worse, you step on you're walking and you get bit by a rat and you come back and you've got the Black Plague.
Oh, yeah, start that all over again. So, all right. Well, anyway, hey, Chubs, what's the last show you binge watched? Well, I just said Survivor 41.
Um Binge watch because I'm not much of a binger, but
You've been watching a couple lately that you just have been loving.
yeah, well, I love, but I watch one a day or one every couple days. That's binging for me. So I
Hmm.
rarely watch more than one show. Like we had two episodes. The season finale of Tough as Nails was actually two episodes. So we watched the first episode and go back and watch the finale until the day after. So
Hmm.
it's maybe I mean I am enjoying the Night Stalker, the Kolchak show. Um uh but I've gone through 17 episodes pretty slowly, I mean, compared, it's been like a month.
Right.
So I don't know. That's probably the closest I can think of right off the top.
Well, I know a lot of people have been asking me. Well, a lot of people, a few, have been asking me, why
I want names.
I know, right? Well, Heather for one, why I'm not watching The Last of Us. And it's because there are certain things that are OCD and anxiety triggers. And one of them is, well, one, I don't like zombies, but that's not OCD, that's just preference. But the other thing is stuff that is like viruses and things like that don't sit well with me. I don't want to see it. So everybody just has told me, everybody who's seen it has just told me this is not a show for you. Do not watch this show. That doesn't mean that I'm poo-pooing it. It just means
I
it's
am.
not something I know. I'm so surprised because so many people on Facebook and everyone else are just posting about it, talking about, oh my God, this is my new show. It's so wonderful. I make my popcorn and I curl up in a blanket. And I watch the show. It's so wonderful. And then you're all like, eh.
Yeah,
So,
they're all still living off of episode 3 of their dream boy in a towel, and having sex with men. That's what
well,
everybody's all over. And it's because otherwise there's nothing else. There's nothing else to like get excited about. I
they've
mean,
seen,
half the episodes have nothing happening in them. So what the fuck?
well, and then, well, they've got Pascal. I mean, he's quite beautiful,
Is he
but
really
I'll watch him in
does he really
Mandalorian.
have all fake teeth?
I have no idea. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I saw online where he had taken out his false teeth, but that could be done, easily. But
Yeah.
that was on YouTube, and I was shocked. But I didn't. But I didn't watch
Hmm.
that episode.
Yeah, dear sweet YouTube. All right. If you want to send us Chubs questions, just send them to chubsgonewild@gmail.com. Mr. Moose wrote in and said, "Hey, I got some stuff in my lunchbox and I want to share it with you. I really liked it and I really killed it in the gym today. Starving at lunch, decided one plate of food wouldn't be enough. He is a man after my own heart."
Second lunch. Yay.
Hmm.
How hobble.
Yeah. Uh, let's see. Fish plate with mac and cheese plus a burger on the side. Ate all, and think I could eat all again.
Well, I definitely want more fish, but everything else is proportioned well.
Yeah. I'm for all of it. Need a big side of mayo though. Uh,
Well, no tartar sauce.
well, for the burger,
Oh, well, the burger just needs the mayo to be on the bun. That's fine. And get rid of the
I like a
pickles.
side of mayo. I actually like to dip my burger in fries in mayo.
Oh, what is wrong with you?
I'm fat.
Oh, that's right. And there's no cheese on the burger or bacon. I could go for some, but you know what? I could easily just go for a slice of onion, get rid of the produce, and just bun,
Yeah.
mayo, burger,
No,
onions, bun.
I had a famous star yesterday.
Oh, really? What's his name?
It was Pedro Pascal. No,
Oh,
so
did he have real teeth? Oh, we already asked that. Go ahead.
no, it was the best gum job. No, so I had a famous star from Carl's Jr. and it
Oh,
was really really good. I got my mom one too. She bit into it, and the kind of the
bristle?
lettuce, the if you have a head of lettuce and it's got
Yeah.
that plastic around it that has the breathable little holes in it,
Yeah, yeah.
she had a big piece of that in her burger.
Did you take it back and sue him?
We didn't know about it for like way past the period where we could have done that. But it was like, what the holy fuck? So, um, all right. Next up, Moose says Friday night, pizza night. And I know that he did that just to spite me. He was like, he saw my post on Facebook and he said, "Oh, he wants pizza. Well, I'm going to tease him because I'm going to get myself some pizza." And Michael Sage did too. He got himself some Impossible Burger pizza and he just ate it all with some root beer. And he's like, "Ha, ha, ha. I got pizza and you didn't."
So, what are the red things? Are they tomato?
I'm thinking so because
But
yeah,
they look like they have texture, like an onion. Like
really a
if
sushi.
you like
No, if you make them
veins.
bigger, those are those. Hmm. Okay, I would have said that they were tomatoes, but now I'm wondering too.
I mean, it almost looks like tuna, like like fresh
Ahi.
tuna. Yeah, but I mean, and then, but I mean, I'm not a green pepper fan, but I pull that off, and I'm eating that thing by myself, alone, naked,
Mhm.
in a warm room. That's how
Yeah,
I'm doing.
and there is pepper. It looks like there was pepperoni on it. That's the main thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's definitely pepperoni down in the
Oh, and
front.
the mushrooms are beautiful.
The mushrooms, and well, and look at the way the onions and everything's been really roasted on top of the pizza. I
Yeah.
just don't know. I mean, maybe they're well, we'll have to talk to Moose about this.
Mm.
What those were. Maybe they're just
Really
tomatoes.
good fresh tomatoes.
Yeah, but usually they don't have, I mean, tomatoes have holes. They're like Swiss cheese, where the seeds are,
Uh,
and they're kind of they're like the inside of a cauliflower, they're
yeah.
very intricate, and this is solid. Wait, what?
Well, maybe we'll just have to hope that he writes in and lets us know. But what he did write in
Well,
and let us know is, "Hey, baked apple strudel tonight. Yummy."
did he do this himself?
Well, that's what I'm wondering if it's baked apple strudel that I had tonight or it's I baked apple strudel tonight.
Yeah,
Either
because
way, that is gorgeous.
the only reason I ask is that it's really beautiful, and they are using that sugar, the square sugar
Yeah,
chunks,
yeah, yeah.
and
Like
that's usually a sign of professionals. But he's a kind of a professional.
Yeah,
So who
it
knows?
is beautiful.
Yeah.
And even the plate is just
Well, this is his plate. I've seen this plate before, and it's
uh,
it's really lovely plate.
so that is what he wrote in. Thank you so much, Mr. Moose. If you want to send us what's in your lunchbox, please send it over to chubsgonewild@gmail.com. And please do try to email it, because if you just send it through a messenger thing, I tend to not be able to grab it. And we want to make sure that it gets in. Hey, oh, that sounds dirty. Golden Rule Services want you to know about an important tool in preventing you from contracting HIV. PrEP is a medication proven to be 99% effective when preventing HIV infection. To learn more about PrEP, please visit sacgrs.org. And we thank them for being our sponsor. Find Tom's other podcast at swannerandjudd.com. Find my books at justkisstheguy.com. Find all our links at allmylinks.com/chubsgonewild. And give us a call at
408-69 Chubs.
anticipation. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope that you had a good time. We hope that you enjoyed some of this. And you are free to send us an email at chubsgonewild@gmail.com. And hey, let us know. Be part of the discussion. Give us some topics. Wish Miss Bacon a happy birthday month. So, anyway. All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.